What's up, you all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamira Elaine. For those of you who are new, and for those of you who are not new, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting everything that I do here with my channel. Real quick, I'm gonna put some stuff on my lips. Okay, so if you read by the title, today I am going to be talking all about how to start your own online business, online boutique, whatever it is you have in mind to start. I'm going to give you 7 steps on how to successfully start an online business, an online boutique, and kind of just giving you some ins and outs with answering some questions that people have asked me over the time of me having my business, and as well as giving you all my own opinions on ways that I wish I would have started my boutique and so forth. So if you would love to see what I have to say about starting your own online boutique slash business, then just keep on watching. So before I get into the 7 steps, I do just want to introduce my business for those of you who are new to my channel. So again, like I said, I'm Shamira Elaine, and I do have my own online boutique. It is called Look Better Naked. So Look Better Naked originally was started because I wanted to create workout clothes. I wanted to design my own workout collection, which I am currently doing. It is currently in the works. So I started this process about a year ago, and I didn't realize how long it would take to actually design and fully implement a workout collection. So it just took longer than expected, which is why I started doing wholesale as well as curating my own like designs and things like that on t-shirts, as you see here, crew neck, sweaters, sweatpants, and so forth. So that's Look Better Naked in a nutshell. I will have all of our information down in the comment section, not the comment section, the description box. And yeah, if you all have any other questions that I don't address in this video about Look Better Naked in specific, then just feel free to hit me up on social media down in the comment section below. Completely up to you. Okay, now let's get started. I'm gonna get a little comfortable. I got my phone because I have the list on my phone, and let's go. So step number 1 is, I definitely said you have to be motivated by something to start the business. And when I say that, I mean, I know that there are a lot of people who just want to start a business just because, and I think that that's perfectly okay. But I think that when things start to get hard and frustrated, and you get to that point where it's like, you know, do I really want to do this? That question about if you're motivated by it is going to pop up continuously. Because if you're not motivated by it and it gets hard and it gets frustrating, you're just going to quit. You know, you're not going to persevere, and you're not going to be resilient throughout those hard times, because it's not something that you really care about selling. You know, so whenever you're thinking about creating a business, I think that it should really be something that you're 100% invested in, because you're 100% motivated by it. So step 1, make sure that you have a hobby, an interest, a business plan that you are really motivated by, because that motivation is going to get you through the hard times. Step 2, come up with a business name. Now, I can't stress this to you all enough. This was my hardest area. My hardest part was finding a name for my business, and I think that's just because I wasn't sure about what I wanted my brand to be. And I think that sometimes you need to focus and brainstorm different name ideas. So that's what I did. I think I spent about a month just brainstorming boutique names for my brand. Like, I would ask my mom, ask my cousin, ask my sister, like, you know, how does this sound, you know, and stuff like that, as well as researching. A lot of people don't like to do that, but I like to research it just because I get ideas from looking at different names, and I was just trying to come up with different names and words and adjectives that would describe what I ultimately wanted for my brand. So I do think that creating a brand name is probably the hardest, because once you create it, it's something that you have to stick with, because your customers, your supporters are going to stick with that name. So if you change it, you almost change the brand, you know. So choosing a name that's gonna stick is highly important. So I chose Look Better Naked. First of all, Look Better Naked is a genius, okay, I have to give myself a pat on the back. It's a genius ass name, because when you think about it, Look Better Naked Co. Look Better Naked, I already have the acronyms. I can easily do LBN, right, which you see here. And you can just do so much with LBN, Look Better Naked. And because I originated with workout clothes, it fell right in line. So Look Better Naked, workout, healthy, that was the whole vibe that I was trying to go for. You know, I have a meaning behind the name, which, you know, that's just how I came up with it. But then I started to realize that I can do so much with Look Better Naked and not just do workout. I could do swimwear, I could do pajamas, I could do casual wear, I could do lingerie, I could do anything with that name, because they all fall under that umbrella of looking better naked. Step 3, make sure you register your business with your state and you get a seller's permit. Now, registering your business with your state, it's going to vary state by state. I know for the state of Illinois, I'm going to put the website that I went to register my business down in the description box. But I went to that website, I followed all of the links to register your business. All you need is, you have to have your business name, which is why that's step number 2. You have to have your business name, all of your contact information, just so that they can have that on file for your business. Once that's complete, you pay like a small fee that's on the website as well, and literally that's it. They send you your business certificate in the mail and you're officially a registered business. They send you an EIN number, that's kind of like your tax ID number, and so forth. I also got a seller's permit. Now, alseller's permit is slightly different from a business registration certificate, because a business, a seller's permit allows you to buy wholesale items and resell them. So if you aren't familiar with the wholesale kind of market, I will try to find another video, because I don't want to really talk about it in this video, because it'll just be too long. But it's basically, you're buying product from another organization, another company, for whatever the price that they have it. You buy it and then you resell it to your customers with your own branding, your own marketing, your own tags, and so forth. So most brands, you need to have a seller's permit for that. So I would suggest you get your business certificate as well as your seller's permit. Can't hurt to have both, especially if you want to visit places like LA or New York where they actually have a fashion district. Usually you need your seller's permit to even access a lot of the stuff that they have there. Whew, let's keep going. The 4th thing is look for vendors. Now, let's just take a step back. So once you decide on what your business name is going to be, you figure out what you want to do, that's when you can kind of decide on like vendors and like the route that you want to go with selling your stuff specifically for an online business. So like I was telling y'all before, my stuff was originally workout clothes, so I didn't need any vendors because I was designing my own stuff. I was giving it to someone who was going to make those designs come to life. So I didn't need a third party, I didn't need a vendor list, I didn't need all of that stuff because I wasn't originally doing that. So yeah, if you're going that route, you don't necessarily need that information. But if you're wanting to go the route of like selling boutique clothes and purses and shoes and stuff like that, you need to look for a vendor list. And it can become very, very, very time consuming, hectic, just all over the place trying to find a reputable vendor. Now, I get this question a lot about how to find a vendor that is actually reputable, and the only answer to that is you have to try them. You have to order from their site. You have to look at their products to see if it's quality, to see if it matches the pictures that they have. That's kind of the only way. Like, some people sell vendor lists, but even if you sell a vendor list, I would still want to buy the product and see how the product is, you know, before selling it. So yeah, to answer that question, you just kind of have to, it's just trial and error, pretty much. It's literally just trial and error. Now, I can admit that when I first started my business, I didn't do trial and error. Like, I looked at a whole bunch of vendors and I chose one that I felt was the most reputable one by looking at reviews and looking at how they responded to customer service and like things like that. And I ordered from them. and immediately I started selling those clothes because I felt that they were good clothes. Like, I didn't take time to like wear the clothes to see how they, you know, held up and stuff like that, because I could just tell when I got the clothes that they were just very good quality. To figure out that you want to actually sell boutique clothes, I would just start with Google. Google is a good way to search for vendors. Another good way to search for vendors is if you go on Instagram and you hashtag like wholesale dresses, wholesale t-shirts. Some people post like vendor sites that way, so I do that mode, like just hashtag and then just looking at a whole bunch of pictures and sorting them through that way. Another way that you can look for vendors, I haven't done this, I've seen it, I just never done it physically because I just like the vendors that I use, is if you go to like Rainbow or City Fashion, that's here in Chicago, if you go to those stores and you look on the tags of those clothes, usually those are the vendors, and you can easily purchase from their vendors if you have your seller's permit as well. So you can go that route, and like I said before, just purchasing a vendors list from other people who sell them. You can do that. Watching YouTube videos is also another way to, you know, research vendors as well. So find your vendors, price them, make sure you have a budget about how much you want to spend, go from there. Step number 5, create yourself a website. Now this, for some people, is the hardest part because some people just aren't as creative as some people, so you can hire somebody to actually create you a website, and you just have to do your research on the different platforms that you want to host your website on, because different website hosts offer different things. So the only website host I know is Big Cartel, Shopify, and Wix. I currently use Wix, and I heard that Wix is a little bit more expensive, but I do like the amenities, not the amenities, but the like apps that Wix has for you to run a nice online store. I like being able to customize my website exactly how I want it to be, like literally starting from a blank page. And I don't know, I just like the options that Wix has, and I've been using Wix for years because I ran my blog on Wix, so I was already familiar with how it operates. So it wasn't really hard for me to then operate like a fully functioning store on Wix. So once you find your website platform that you want to use, you just, you know, follow through with the instructions on how to create your online store, and then you go from there. I would suggest making sure that you purchase a domain. I would say that that was probably one of my biggest investments. It's not a lot of money, but I think that it's a small, minute cost that typically we brush off our shoulders, but it catches up to us if our business isn't making enough money to cover those costs. So, but the domain just makes your business look that much more elite and business savvy. So like I said, for my business, I have www.lookbetternakedco.com because I purchased that domain. Had I not purchased that domain, it'll be something like www.lookbetternaked.com/mysitewix- like all of these other letters and numbers that you don't need, and it makes your website seem not legit. And you know, so you want a nice clean domain. So I did purchase that, and I also purchased a mailbox, and that's simply just like a Gmail account for Look Better Naked. So everything that goes through our online store goes to it's connected directly to the Gmail account, and the Gmail account is info@lookbetternakedco.com instead of it being lookbetternakedco@gmail.com. I just heard that it's just a lot better as far as like business professional goals if you have an email address that's like info@lookbetternakedco.com instead of @gmail.com. And I think that it also helps with a lot of spam emails and like stuff like that. So I would suggest purchasing those two things, your domain and an inbox, if the website platform allows it. If you use Wix, they allow it. I'm not sure about Shopify or Big Cartel. Step number 6 is you want to figure out your brand's marketing scheme or branding tools. Now with Look Better Naked, I currently use all social media platforms, and when I first started my business, I really had to sit down and brainstorm who was my ideal customer, how much money do they spend, what do they spend their money on, how much money they make. Like, I had to sit down and do all of that because it helped me figure out my marketing techniques and how to appeal to those customers, but also to everybody else who was not my target customer, if that makes sense. So you really just have to figure out your brand's branding. How do you want your website to look? You know, that's going to appeal to your customers or not. How do you want your business cards to look? How do you want to take pictures of your clothes? How do you want to market a sale? You know, all of that stuff matters. Some businesses stick to a specific theme. Some businesses don't. Some businesses are more lifestyle. It really just depends on what your brand is, what you're trying to sell, and just like the overall personality of your brand. So you want to figure that out so that everything is not all over the place and you're not confusing your customers. Now, if you create a brand where you're doing multiple things at once, then that's what your brand is known for, you know. So, and step number 7 is to literally start marketing. Now, one thing I wish I would have done more with Look Better Naked is doing more foot traffic, with being able to tell people about my business, which I mean I could still do, but I don't think that I did that when I first started off. So actually handing people my business cards, talking to people about my business, literally wherever I go. I do Uber, telling the passenger in the back, hey, look, I have a business, here's a business card, follow us on Instagram. Like, I think that that is more valuable than trying to reach people on social media. Now, social media is a huge platform, and you can reach so many different people that you don't interact with, people you do interact with. You can just reach thousands and thousands of people, and then in a short time frame. But I think that the return on investment is a lot weaker than it is if you were to be doing word of mouth and actually talking and mingling and connecting and building relationships with people around your brand. So I wish that I would have done a lot more of that than trying to focus strictly on social media. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to really increase my presence on social media, but also really increase my presence in my community and wherever I'm going, to really let people know about Look Better Naked Co. and encouraging people who have already supported my brand and bought things to also tell people about the brand as well when they are wearing my stuff. So really just marketing, finding new ways to market. Another thing that I don't do, which is wow to me because I'm taught to be led by data, but you really need to look at the data and look at what it shows. So if you run an ad, you know, and it only gets, you know, 15 people reach, you shouldn't run an ad like that again. You know, like, you should make sure that you should just look, you're looking at all of these different statistics and data and all of this stuff to understand how to market more efficiently. So if you have a ad that had 109 reads, you want to do the same steps that you did for that ad. So it's really just looking at the data and seeing what you're doing well, what you're not doing so well, so that you can adjust and create a sale, pretty much. So I do want to address like the few questions that I received, because those are my 7 steps. You know, it seems like a lot, but once you put it into perspective, it's actually, starting a business is not hard. It's maintaining the business that is hard. So let's just get with the questions. So the first question I got was asking about the vendors, which I kind of already touched on. It's just researching them, trying them out for yourself, and going from there. There are so many vendors out there that it can become overwhelming, which is the reason why a lot of people purchase the vendors list. But it's really just you trying them out on your own and seeing how well they fit with your brand. Another question that I got was if it was worth it, like having a business is worth it as far as like the return on investment. Now mind you, Look Better Naked has only been up and running for about a year, and I'll say the first couple of months we literally made no money. So we were spending a lot more money than we were making, and that's just because we were buying products, we were buying branding stuff like why can't I think of the word? Business cards. We were buying business cards. We were buying poly bags. We had to pay for our website. And just like small little costs and stuff like that there. So we were spending a lot more money than we were making, especially because we just didn't have a lot of product to start with. But that didn't discourage me, more so because I knew in my heart and in my mind that Look Better Naked was going places whether I started with $20 or not. So now a year later, we've made literally like almost triple the amount that we made the first 3 months and our past 3 months, you know. So I think it really just depends. Like even now at this point, even though we're making money, that money is literally going back into the business. So that money ain't going in my pocket, you know. It ain't making me money, it's making my business money, because again, this is only year 1 for me. So I'm just trying to make enough money so that our business can stay afloat and we have the funds we need to cover all of the costs, because eventually I don't want to have to come out of my pocket for any cost. I don't want to come out of my pocket for any cost. I don't want to have to pay out my pocket for a website. I don't want to have to pay out my pocket for no poly bags, for no business cards, for shipping. I wanted my business to be able to take care of all of that. So it's worth it in that sense, because it just teaches you a lot about how to manage and how to market and just all of these different skills that you probably hadn't really thought about and that you don't really know. So you're just trying to teach yourself. So I think that the return on the investment will be worth it. You just have to go through the process of attaining it. If there's something else that you all want me to address, then make sure that you leave a comment down in the description box. If you want me to go more in depth about vendors that I have personally used, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you want me to address any other like business related, boutique related videos, make sure you drop some ideas down in the comment section below as well. So I want to start doing more helpful videos like this, especially for all of the aspiring business and boutique owners, because it has been a rough one for me. So I would love to just share my experiences with you all and just, you know, doing my due diligence and sharing the tea and my advice and stuff like that. So yeah, I do want to of course give myself pub, so make sure you shop Look Better Naked. Here is one of our LBN tees. Underneath it literally says Look Better Naked going across. We have them in about 4 or 5 different colors. This is a men's tee, so for women you definitely want to get a size smaller than what you would usually get. We have so many other products on our page, casual wear. Swimsuits are really in. Swimsuits have been selling so fast, and yeah, we have a bunch of new shit coming in, so make sure you go to our website and you shop right. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.